Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your Planning Outlook video updated on Friday the 6th of July. Not too much changing really, plenty of dry, warm weather in the forecast going forwards. High pressure stays in charge, some low cloud just to spoil things occasionally, but that dry theme takes you right through next week. The ground staying very dry, so that fire risk remains ever present. Hints though at changes as we go towards the middle of the month and beyond, and we'll look at that in a moment. Here's the charts for the next few days first of all, and this is Saturday. High pressure is parked across the country. The risk of showers just one or two across central eastern England. Across the mountains it's a broadly dry day. Some low cloud may just fringe into western Scotland, otherwise the hills widely free of cloud and winds are very light. Now for Sunday, high pressure is toward the west, a weak cold front is just toward the north of Scotland. That may just sink southwards with time, and what it does is produce quite a lot of low cloud across the western highlands. It may be that tries to break up a bit later across the far north, but it looks quite a murky day across many western mountains, particularly near the coast. Inland the cloud base will lift and some breaks developing across the Cairngorms, the eastern highlands. You may well see most mountains clearing through the day. A small risk of a shower across the south and southeast of Scotland. I think this model that just hints at that may be rather overdone. Basically the idea that most places will be dry looks to be the theme. Winds are light, and for England and Wales as a whole it's a fair day. Now that weak cold front will sink further southwards Sunday night into Monday, and a rather cloudy atmosphere then for many, and I think it's across the borders, the Pennines, maybe into the Lake District that start rather murky on Monday morning. For Scotland, any early mist and murk across the hills should break up very quickly, but it could take a fair part of the day for those areas on the eastern Pennines and the borders to fully clear. Some low cloud for the Peak District, maybe something drizzly across the eastern slopes of the Pennines then, otherwise nothing really on that cold front. There's no real rainfall in the picture, with pressure being high. Winds are very light, typically as east-northeasterlies across England and Wales. And that general east or northeasterly drift will continue through midweek. High pressure is centred back towards the north and west of the British Isles. We've got light winds prevailing really. It's a fair picture. Could be some low cloud around some eastern mountains. That should retreat back to the coast, and once again plenty of sunshine. A fairly warm picture, not as hot as recent times, but in the valleys and the glens you'll be into the low to mid-20s on some days through midweek. Typically warmest across more western regions. It doesn't change a great deal, does it, through into Wednesday? The high stays away toward the northwest, a general east-northeasterly drift, light winds, fair weather on the whole, and quite pleasant conditions in general. Just looking at the bigger picture then as we go further ahead, this is the later part of next week. High pressure still extending towards us from the Azores. It's across Scotland with that east or northeasterly drift for England and Wales still. Just with time we may lose the influence of the high. The pressure begins to fall just a touch as we head towards the later part of the week. Most likely it's still a dry and warm picture. We might just import some slowly warmer air from the south, so temperatures could be lifting a few degrees again as we close out the week. But with time into the weekend there could be enough of a fall of pressure to allow something thundery perhaps just to get into the mix. And I think that idea maybe is the one that we're working on as we go further down the line. This then starts the next week, which takes you through towards the 15th, 16th of July. The high is more or less retreated back toward the Azores, and it's a trough of lower pressure trying to come in from the North Atlantic. Difficulty with detail this far ahead, but we just seem to be going into a bit of a pattern change where we find lower pressure compared to what we've seen recently. It's more or less what the longer range model trends are starting to find as we head through the second part of July. That's the week between the 20th and the 26th, so just jumping a little bit further forwards, but it's the general representation that beyond mid-month pressure is trying to fall. The green colours on this chart show the pressure anomaly averaged over a week is lower than average, so just that chance there for something more unsettled. We've lost the dominant high. We've been underneath those orange and red colours in many recent weeks, so there's scope there at least for some pattern changes as we head beyond mid-month. We can hardly complain if things do break down further ahead. It's been a glorious summer so far for most places, and it's got to the point where the landscape could do with a drop of rain. Let's see how things go then, and we'll update you on that longer range idea on Tuesday in the planning video. Thanks for watching today. Bye for now.